How's everybody doing? I'm still trying to get it together. I'm working it out. But how we say it, we have to do it. We have to do it. It ain't nothing to it but to do it. You don't quit it till you get it. And I got it, so I'm going to give it to you just like I got it. Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to blow this up, and we're just going to go over some things that I am able to do. And I want you to pay close attention to the number one, the number two, fire, triple dollar signs. And if you can, I want you to write this down. I want you to write down how many times you see a number one. I want you to write down how many times you see a number two. I want you to write down how many times you see the triple dollar sign. I want you to write down BS. And BS is not for bullshit. It is for the black sheep. Because I'm going to tell you something about the black sheep. The black sheep are just as accurate as the number one, the number two, the fire, and the triple dollar signs. So now let's add that up. When you look at it for face value, you only need the number one number. You only need to invest. That's the most important thing. See, here's one rule that I like to do. When I am looking at what I want to achieve, I have to believe it in order to receive it. This is one way that you increase your energy field, and your energy field is magnetic. It's so magnetic that you will draw in exactly what you're thinking. And guess what? With quantum physics, you're going to draw in whatever you command with your vocal cords, which some people have been known to call it the throat chakra. So, again, we're going to go through this, and I also want you to add one more column. Let's add a column for straight. That's what you want to do, STR. Okay, so here's how it goes. I promise this is the prerequisite. On 121, I saw this happening. Look at the date. On 122. Okay? So 15 hours before it did what it did, I knew to put that number on fire. And I told my VIP, look, if you want to win, invest in that fire and do that number one. Those are the two that I recommend. Those are the two that I would do. But I'm going to be honest with you. For me, because I believe in what I'm doing, I would do the first two, the fire and the triple dollar signs. Now, I understand that we all operate on a budget. That's fine and dandy. Because remember what I said. You can do the number one number. But the key is to invest. Now, when you invest, you're going to see a return. You see right here for yourself, 15 hours is all it took for that fire to do exactly what I said I could make it happen in 24 to 48 hours. 24 hours didn't even make it, and I did it. In Tennessee, I want you to pay close attention to where they're going and where they're coming from. Ladies and gentlemen, 346, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, the number one big money pattern from 120 to 128 in Tennessee. And I said in most cases, I can make it happen in 24 to 48 hours. That's a master manifester right there. Ladies and gentlemen, 735. Ladies and gentlemen, write it down straight. You see it for yourself. This is the prerequisite. Don't email me, asking me anything until you tell me, hey, Mr. Bascomb, I know your prerequisite. To win, I need to focus on your top 5 3 digits, which I know you promise the first 2 big money patterns. This is patterns. This is not numbers. Don't get it twisted. I know a little something about energy, frequency, and vibration. You do too. But it's on a whole nother level. This is quantum physics right here in front of you. You see? Focus on the top 5, which I promise the first 2 will manifest 120 to 128. That's investing. You hear me? If you invest in the best, you're going to have success. I am the best. You know that. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to take notice that I said that, look, I can make this happen. I am making this happen. But you don't want to believe it, so you can't receive it. No way you can receive it if you don't believe it. And guess what? I don't box 3 digits. I don't. I only play them straight because I know the majority of the time it's going to be straight. Now, if I want to drop a whole lot on 1 3 digit, oh yeah, for sure. I'm going to do it the right way. I'm going to drop half of it straight. I'm going to wheel it. No need to box it unless I'm going to box it 6 times or 3 times for your doubles. And that would be just heavy, 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 heavy. So you want to go heavy 3, heavy 4, heavy 5, you know. This is all investing too, by the way. So check this out. Let's keep it moving. Ladies and gentlemen, look, 652. Ladies and gentlemen, triple dollar signs. Ladies and gentlemen, on 121, I told my VIP, hey, look, you're going to see this manifest 652 straight. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. That's the same day. That's the same day. 121, I said 121. You see that for yourself. That's straight. Triple dollar signs. Ladies and gentlemen, 9724. Ladies and gentlemen, I triple dollar signed it. I told them on 117, look, I'm going to make this happen. To win, focus on my top 5 4 digits. Let's stop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's a triple dollar sign. I told you to invest in it. 117 to 125. I also guarantee it will go to your state first. That's what people are not understanding about me. See, you don't want to be put under the spell. There is a spell, and you don't want to get caught in it, but sometimes you will, because I make this so simple that a 5-year-old can do this. So keep it up. Watch this. There's a little showing off for you, ladies and gentlemen. Do you see this? I guaranteed, look, to win on 119 in writing, to win. Focus on my top 5 4 digits. They will manifest from 119 to 127. I also guarantee that you would see the number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 manifest in Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, 7437 dropped in Ohio. I guaranteed. On 115, I told my VIP, look, on 122, this is going to happen. It was guaranteed in writing. Let's keep it moving. Ladies and gentlemen, 048. Look, first big money pattern. You see it for yourself. To win, focus on the top 5 3 digits, which I promised the first 2. That's the number 1. Keeping it moving. You got your 116. Ladies and gentlemen, 116 straight. Look, triple dollar signs, I promise, will manifest 122. Same day prediction. So when you see triple dollar signs and that very last number you see, that is a strategic formula that I developed. Don't get caught under spell. It works too well because that number will manifest first. So you want to slide those very last numbers you see into your investment portfolio. Straight. Ladies and gentlemen, 556. Ladies and gentlemen, 556. I promised my very last number you see would manifest first. Look at this. This is Connecticut. That's your state. So don't get twisted or don't get in your feelings if I don't respond, because sometimes I do respond, and when I do, I will let you know my energy is not free. My energy is on fire. You can't stop what I'm doing. Only thing that can stop what I'm doing is me. Okay? Now, I'm telling you, it takes a lot of energy for me to do what I do. I'm not doing flips and mirrors. I'm not doing rundowns. I'm running through the motherfucking universe. Do you hear me? I am collecting data from the future, bringing it back real time. And guess what? If you think that it's not possible, let's keep going. And we'll see some things that'll really blow your mind. 3, 4, 5, ladies and gentlemen, you see it? Promise. Top 2 big money patterns will manifest. Connecticut on 122. I said 119 to 127. I also guarantee it would go your state. Your state, that means, Mr. Now guess what? I can do Venezuela. I can do Puerto Rico. I can do Canada. I can do Africa. I can do China. It's all energy, frequency, and vibration. And numbers don't lie. You see it for yourself. Watch this. Ladies and gentlemen, 6947. Ladies and gentlemen, you see it. Promise the top 2 big money patterns, 121 to 130. Your state, Connecticut. Ladies and gentlemen, 4309. Ladies and gentlemen, you see it. Top 5. Focus on my top 5 4 digits, which I promise it will visit your state. Yes, it will. You see it for yourself all around the world. Same song. Watch this. 6079. Woo! I'm on fire! You see that right there? To win. Focus on my top 5 4 digits, which I promise the first 2 big money patterns will manifest 118 to 127. I also guarantee you would see it in your state, North Carolina, straight. That's fire for you right there, ladies and gentlemen. The top 2. Woo! Let's keep it moving. Ladies and gentlemen, 845. Ladies and gentlemen, the only number on fire, which I promise the fire will manifest 119 to 127. I also guarantee you will see it in your state. This just happened to go to North Carolina. That's a big money pattern on fire. That means it's going to go to your state, ladies and gentlemen. Watch this. 284. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise my number 1 big money pattern would manifest straight. I hope somebody's taking notes. I hope somebody's taking records. I hope somebody is looking at these receipts, because guess what? It gets better than this. Watch this. And then start adding up some of the money that you would be making if you was undertaking this type of information with these numbers like this. 5732. Ladies and gentlemen, 3572 is one of my favorite numbers. I guaranteed my number 4 would manifest. I told you on 122. Look, watch this. That happened on 122. Come on now! Y'all see this? To win, focus on my top 5 4 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4. I even specify. I also guarantee the number 4 in your state. This just so happened to go to Texas. So again, My friends, it will take some time for you to be able to absorb all of this, but stick with the number one for now on. I just want to show you that I am the whole algorithm here. Check this out. So that's your one prediction. Watch this. This is how I prove that numbers don't lie. So here on 122, here on 120, look, you see it for yourself. The top two, 121 to 129, Texas. And in most cases, I don't practice this, ladies. I really don't. Because if I practice this, I could hit the number one every single time. But guess what? It takes a lot of energy to do what I do. It really does. And you see it for yourself. I'm showing you some accuracy out of this world. Check me out. That's 3 times. Woo! To win. What do you need to do? Focus on my top 5 4 digits. I promise the first two. 1, 2, Texas. 115 to 123. Ladies and gentlemen, 8124. Ladies and gentlemen, I triple dollar signed it. I told my VIP, look, 117 to 125 in Texas. You will see this happen no matter what. When you see triple dollar signs, that means no matter what. When you see it in the number one position, that means no matter what. I'm telling you the truth. You should know what I mean when I say it's on fire already. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. 6631. Boom, boom, boom. Woo! To win, what do you need to do? Focus on my top 5 4 digits. I promise the first two. You see that for yourself. The number one. Come on now. Straight. Ladies and gentlemen, 5135 on 122. Guaranteed the number 4. All you had to do to win, focus on my top 5 4 digits. I promise you that this is going to happen. If you see me guaranteeing numbers, it's going to happen. You can't guarantee something and it don't happen. You can't make a promise and don't keep it. I'm doing both every single day, hundreds of times each day. Ladies and gentlemen, 920. Ladies and gentlemen, I brought that one back on fire, straight. I told my VIP 119 to 128, straight investment. You see it for yourself. There's your proof. Ladies and gentlemen, 972. Ladies and gentlemen, I promised 972. That's the way I saw it. That's the way I called it. Ladies and gentlemen, when I'm doing this in the world that I have to go and get this information, I don't have pencil and paper. I am bringing that information back collectively. And then I spit it out to my Discord. That's my family. That's a family that believes in me. These people, they don't not only pay me, they pay attention to me. These people, I have people in my group that have been in my group. I can't tell you how long they've been in my group, but I'll tell you they've been in my group for quite some time. Even when I was not doing what I'm doing now, they were a part of my group. So again, when I tell you that these numbers are not lying, you see this for yourself. I promised the top 2 big money patterns would manifest straight. Right there, straight. Why is it not falling for you? Because you are not in my group. If you were in my group, you could receive the manifestations. Here they are, right here. Promised. You see that for yourself. Promise the top two. To win, focus on the top 5 3 digits, which I promised the first two. 1, 2. Watch out for 937. Watch out for 782. Ladies and gentlemen, 981. Ladies and gentlemen, I promised 981 would go to New York, your state. Your state. Your state. That's all states, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, black sheep, black sheep. You see that right there for New York. Black sheep on time, 116 to 124, 4442. Boom, boom, boom. Ladies and gentlemen, 950, 22 hours. You see it? Top two will manifest right there. 22 hours. Top two. Ladies and gentlemen, 9314. Ladies and gentlemen, 3194 triple dollar signed will manifest 115 to 123 in Tennessee. Here I go showing off. Ladies and gentlemen, promise to manifest 115, 123. Ladies and gentlemen, 1038. Ladies and gentlemen, number one. You see that for yourself. Straight! And I'm not getting no love. Where's the love at? Ladies and gentlemen, this right here, I'm telling you, I'm bringing you sacred information. Each time I bring this back, I am telling you that this information is so, when I tell you it's not technical, it's all energy, frequency, and vibration. The energy that it takes for me to get this information, and look at the accuracy. The accuracy, 120 to 128 to invest in your portfolio. Number one, if you are using the number one, only the number one, come on now. That right there is plain and simple. Number one, big money pattern. Number one, big money pattern. Number one, big money pattern. That's what I would do if I were you. Ladies and gentlemen, 083. Ladies and gentlemen, number one, 083. See, I'm telling you, 017, 125, Texas. Straight. Here we go again, 486. 486, promise, straight. 115 to 123. Today is 123. I meet the deadline date because I am that great at what I do. I am a master manifester. I'm telling you. Ladies and gentlemen, 7240. I guarantee 1, 2, 3. You see it for yourself to win. Focus on the top 5. Guess what? They will manifest 118 to 126. I guaranteed it would go to Georgia. Number 3, 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know on the box side, there is either 200 or 100,000 different possible, I think it's 100 or 200,000 possible different combinations. On the straight side, you have 9,999. So again, when I am showing you this and you're not taking it in for what it's worth, something is wrong. Here it is right here. 3, 4, 1, 5. Here we go again. Look at this. To win, focus on the top 5 4 digits, which I promised the first 2. You got 1, you got 2. between the dates 115 to 124 in Ohio. Look at this. I'm showing off right here. Very last number you see. I'm telling you, I can make it manifest first. You see it for yourself. Look, which I promise the triple dollar signs will manifest 118 to 126, Ohio. Don't forget, I do your state. 709, ladies and gentlemen, on January 23rd. Look at this. 709, ladies and gentlemen, number one number. Why? Why? Because numbers don't lie. And I'm not flipping in the mirror. I'm not doing rundowns. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. 220. Ladies and gentlemen, I promised. Look, 121 to 129, only number on fire. 220. Ladies and gentlemen, 803. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise my number one big money pattern, straight 803, would roll out 117 to 125. You see it for yourself. So if you was doing those straight, just the number one, you'd be asking me for my Cash App. You'd be asking me for my Venmo. You'd be asking me for my Zelle, my Chime. You'd be trying to show me some type of love, because this is how I reciprocate love to you, doing what I do. Ladies and gentlemen, 2, 3, 5. Ladies and gentlemen, 4 hours. I'm telling you that I'm guaranteeing it in 24 to 48, but sometimes I can be so motherfucking great. 4 motherfucking hours. Come on now. Promised. Triple dollar signed it. For today. Ladies and gentlemen, 5447. Ladies and gentlemen, a black sheep on time to manifest. Today, I told you, a black sheep is a number combination that nobody will be laying their hands on. Nobody will be running to the store and saying, give me that number. Okay? So, why wouldn't you box that number for whatever it's worth? You see it for yourself. The black sheep is telling you the truth. 120 to 128. Black sheep said, look, ain't nobody gonna be thinking about me. Look at this right here. This is confirmation that the black sheep don't lie. Black sheep on time 2 times is not a motherfucking coincidence. That is energy, frequency, and vibration. That's quantum physics at its best. 116 to 125. Right there. Boom, boom, boom. I told you, the black sheep don't lie. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get some pen and paper ready, because I'm going to give you some information, and this information is going to deal with the laws of probability, the laws of randomness, the laws of statistics. Energy, frequency, and vibration tells me everything that you need to know on this plane of existence. So let's do this. Let's see here. This is going to be like a mini cheat sheet. All states. And the way that you look for these numbers to come to your state, I want you to pay very close attention to your 3-digit trios for your 4-digit your 2-digit pairs for your 3-digit, and I want you to pay very close attention to your sums. VIP members, you can go to the website, and on the website, one second, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, all right, let's do this. Let's do this. This is a cheat sheet for today. 0, 1, 2, 3, 2, 6. And this will go to 0, 1, 31, 26. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to start off with your 3 digits. And I'm going to tell you, these are basically going to be like your black sheeps. In paying close attention to your sums, it makes it easier to work with your pairs. I'll say that again. When you pay attention to your sums, that is what a number adds up to. I'll give you an example in a second. Let's see. I am going to start off with let's do let's do. Okay. We got your 276. You got your 387. Even though this just dropped, ladies and gentlemen, it's hot. Watch out for your 721. Okay. We got 637. Yo triples. Let's see here. Wow. I also see your 960 and your 962. Okay. Yeah, let's see. other one. Let's see here. 922. That makes sense. 922 and 255. Okay, down to your 4 digits. Let's go 2800. Let's go. Oh yeah, definitely 4022. We already know that. We know about that 8466. We know about that 3067. We also know about the 5289. We know about the 851 deuce. We know about that 6390. That makes sense. That makes a whole lot of sense. Also, write down 2042. I'm not going to write it down, but that 2042 just came. We got 5065. We got 1621. IMC. Okay. Okay, let's work out some 5 digits. I got some 5 digit players out there. 5 digits, 5 digits, 5 digits, 5 digits, 5 digits. Go to 5 digits. Where the 5 digits at? Okay. We got 69674. We got 58969. We also have 91167. And we also have 07351. Okay. Let me see if there's anything else that I need to do you. Okay. I don't know if you can see these, but let me see here. Hmm. Okay, that's going to give you 36. 7 is going to be your magic ball. You can use that for Fantasy 5. You can use that for Lotto 47. You can use that for Mega Million, Powerball. That's your 7 right there. For your Fantasy 5 only, it's going to be 15, 10, 5, 6, 17. That's 17, a hot one. All right, and let's go with 11, 7, 17, a hot one. 27, and 9. Okie dokie. I love everybody, as you can see. And ladies and gentlemen, I am going to be taking a break because this type of activity that I've been doing, it's been landing me in the hospital too often. And it's just becoming way too dangerous for me to be coming back into my body and the blood sugar is 48. And I'm trying to bring my sugar up with a salad. You know, that's just how confused I am when I get back. So, again, I'm telling you, I show you evidence every day of what I can do. I tell you how I'm doing it. I got the two different places that you can get it. The two different places that you can get this information is right on my website and right on my Discord. There isn't two separate prices or rates. If you purchase from the website, I will give you an invitation to the Discord channel, but you can also speed the process up and send me your receipt to dynamicallydriven@gmail.com. And when you do that, no matter how many days that you pick on the website, I'm going to let you have a piece of me for at least a week. So you'll be able to clock up a whole lot just running that number one number. You remember, that's all it takes. If you have a list and you're running more than 7 to 21, something's wrong. If your budget does not fit, then all you do is reduce the 7 down to what will fit in your budget, but just make sure that you are investing. Now, you saw it. I did some in less than 24 hours. I even did one in 4 hours. You saw it for yourself, at least if you were here when I showed it. But I'm just showing you that when I do this, it's not hit or miss, it's investing. When you invest, there's no way you're going to miss. And I have people that's telling me that they're not seeing them and they're in the group, then you're not scrolling backwards, you're not logging in often enough to see that I am loading my thoughts. I am loading everything right when I get back. I'm firing it in there. Then I take a little small break and then I line it up and I only put on for the 3 digits, I don't do black sheep. For the 3 digits, the black sheep remain on the Discord channel, and I do have members that do take advantage of that. And I thank you for those tips too, because there's a few of you that do tip me when you do hit those black sheep. But what I'm getting down to is just stick with that number 1. And if you're not going to run it straight, then box it heavy. This way you know you won't miss. But again, me personally, I love just seeing those straights. How many times did I produce straight hits, 3 digits, 4 digits? How many times? I say it was quite a few. And ladies and gentlemen, this can be you. I'm telling you, when you start really believing in yourself, that's when you will begin to accomplish things. I'm telling you, if you don't believe in investing in yourself, that's where it starts. You're investing in yourself. You're investing in your future, in your loved one's future. That's what this is. This is investing, and it's quantum investing, because you're not investing in the stock market. You're investing in my stocks, 3 digits, bonds, 4 digits, and my shares are my 5 digits. Don't get it twisted, ladies and gentlemen. It will pay you swell over and over and over again. But what you need to do is build a bankroll. Now, I do have people who say they want to hit big right away. That's fine and dandy if you want to hit big right away, but how are you going to go at it? If you are going to hit big right away, that means that you have to believe in yourself, and yourself is believing in that number 1 number. Now, how many times can you run that big bet? That's the question, because remember, it is investing. You can get away with doing the 1 time. You see, I can do it in 4 hours. I showed you where I did it in 12, 24, 21, 22. I had a few times where it was 22 hours. So I can do it in 22, 24, 24 to 48. But guess what? The numbers drop when I say they're going to drop. So if you're not winning, you're not investing, you're gambling. That means you're going to hit and miss. But if you pick 1 number and run it to the end, you're going to win. I had people call me and say, you know what, Mr. Bascomb, I ran that 1 number for 7 times. How did I hit it 10 times? And I told them, you ran it 7 days. If you ran it 7 days, check out how many times the number dropped in Texas, Georgia, and your Tennessee. Because those are your multiple hit places. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I don't even do predictions for those in-between drawings. I told you I don't practice this. I don't. I just do this for fun. But for me to have fun, it's a lot of fucking energy I gotta use to do this around the clock. So that's why I need to take a break. You know, again, we have so many different abilities within us, and a lot of it just stays asleep and dormant. You already probably know what you're capable of doing, but you're just afraid. You're afraid. And it's because of what you watch on television, and it's because of your diet. The things that you eat, yep, it makes you afraid. How you gonna eat and think that you're not gonna be what you're eating? You are what you eat. And if you love chicken, and then you see the way a chicken die, and you wonder why you get so motherfucking afraid of the littlest things. You're afraid of heights. You're afraid of the dark. You're afraid of the boogeyman, whoever the fuck that is. Again, when they slaughter animals, those animals are in fear. They know what the fuck is about to happen to them. Everything is fear-based. But y'all not listening to me. I'm telling you, I spit the truth and tell you the truth all day long, and y'all want to say that I'm not singing the right song. So, hey, I'll go with y'all say. Even though I don't agree with that. But, hey, you say it is what it is, then guess what? Then that's what it's going to be, because that's what you believe. I'm going to see everybody at the winner's table, no matter what, right? Abundant prosperity in health and in wealth to all who follow me and all who believe in my hard ass work. I'm going to try to go live again tomorrow in the AM. So look for me. And everybody have a wonderful night.